Musam Khalipi, and for the next half hour, we hope to keep you in the know about events happening in Africa and the diaspora. As always, we love hearing from you, so send us an email on afroshowbiznews@sabc.co.za. Also follow us on Twitter. Our handle is @AfroShowbizNews. Let's get right to it with today's headlines. South Africa's centuries-old minstrels parade lighten up Cape Town. British filmmaker employs South African actress talent on a television series. And oldest tribe of Algeria celebrates New Year. One of the oldest tribes of Africa, the Berbers, are celebrating their New Year in Algeria this week. The festivities are taking place in several cities in the countries. Berbers are now spread across Algeria, Morocco, Libya and Tunisia. They are the original inhabitants of North Africa before the 7th century Arab invasion. In Algeria, a small community in the mountain village of Iboyosfen are celebrating the New Year with traditional food and music. The New Year, also known as Yenaya in the local language, pays tribute to the Amazigh tribe leader, King Chachnak. He thwarted the Egyptian pharaoh Ramses III attempt to invade Algeria. Berber customs have been nurtured in the country, especially by the older generation.
We cultivate our traditions, what we used to do before the Yenaya traditions of our grandparents. They used to give it great attention. I wish a happy new year for everyone.
Many Berber villages have neglected the traditional way of celebrating the Amazigh New Year. The custom has survived only as a traditional dinner shared at private homes with family. Traditionally, women cook large amounts of couscous to be shared by the community.
This is the couscous of Yenaya. All the Amazigh people prepared for the Amazigh New Year. We do it as they do it before. We keep our traditions. We prepare couscous for all the people in the village, even for others. And we cook couscous in 2 different ways. That's all.
In Iboyosfen, a cooking contest of traditional dishes was organized.
People tasted the traditional dishes and our grandmothers chose the 2 best dishes. Now we will distribute the gifts and certificates of merit to the winners.
Traditional jewelry and dresses were also sold. Yahu Keller, the chairperson of the Cultural Association of Iboyosfen, says the aim of the celebrations is to keep the tradition alive.
The main aim of this event is the resurrection of the older traditions and to preserve the Amazigh.
The Berber people are spread across North Africa and live in Algeria, Morocco, Libya and Tunisia, speaking their own language. Mali Kauri International Festival has come back to the play after it was put on hold due to the Ebola scare. This year marks the 8th edition of the festival. Different communities came in their numbers to celebrate the Mandate culture. The Manda ethnic group inhabits several West African countries. They include Ivory Coast, Ghana, Burkina Faso and Mali.
Also, to celebrate the beauty and commercial use of cowrie shells. The cowrie shells have served for many purposes in several African communities. Traditional healers use them as a link between them and the spirits during consultations. Also, cowries were used as a currency and to decorative jewelry and masks. Today, the festival is still viewed as a symbol of the continent, its culture and its art. Artists use them to design handbags to jewelry and other accessories. Even traditional dancers wear clothes with cowrie shells. Attendees at the festival hailed the 3-day event as one of the best.
In African culture, the cowrie was used as a means of monetary exchange in the commercial sense. It was also used among royalty as well as for decorations or in traditional rituals.
In the previous years, the annual festival drew hundreds of locals as well as foreign tourists. However, organizers say this year's festival attendance was low, mainly due to fears of the Ebola outbreak. Mali has been declared Ebola-free. The last patient in the country recovered last month, but still, Ebola screenings were placed at the entrance of the festival venue. Authorities were on duty to inspect the festival grounds to ensure that guidelines on Ebola prevention were followed.
We have come here to assess the sanitary levels of the festivals and ensure that all precautions were taken in accordance to our Ebola guidelines. A virus that has not only affected our country but neighboring countries as well. We haven't had any new Ebola cases in the last 3 weeks, but that doesn't mean that we stop being alert.
According to the World Bank, Ebola is costing the 3 Western African countries worst hit by the outbreak more than $2 billion as the deadly virus causes their economies to slow down or shrink.
The Gordon Institute for Performing and Creative Arts will be presenting the dance production run, choreographed by Nicola Elliott, winner of the 2014 Standard Bank Young Artist Award for Dance. The production seeks to get rid of the notion of women as soft and fragile. Nicola is a South African choreographer, director, performer and dance educator, having received several accolades including the Jonathan Marks Prize for Choreography, GakeNet Fiesta Award nominations and more. She now joins us from our Cape Town studios to talk to us about the upcoming performance. Hey Nicola, welcome to Afroshowbiz News.
Hi Musa, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. Now Nicola, please just take us through, what is the production run all about?
Run is a dance production, and it's really about polarizing women as weak or fragile and really presenting them instead as powerful and strong. And it's really about women and women's bodies claiming the space of the stage, not only as an object, but very much as a subject.
All right, now Nicola, why did you deem it fitting to do, such a production? Why did you decide to do this?
I suppose personally it came out of a space of wanting to feel that way myself as a woman. Mm-hmm. And of course we know in South Africa we are not yet equal in terms of gender, so there's still an incredible amount of unwanted attention and difficulty in terms of being a woman in everyday life. So being a feminist as I am, it felt right to kind of express my experiences this way.
All right, now Nicola, the production premiered at the National Arts Festival in 2013. What are you hoping to achieve this time around?
Well, I suppose it's a new audience. So the National Arts Festival audience in Grahamstown is a particular, festival-going, festival-friendly audience. And this is just really an opportunity for me to bring it to Cape Town and share it with my hometown and the audiences here.
All right. Now, Nicola, you're a choreographer and you've been doing this for a very long time with many awards under your belt. What is your inspiration when it comes to choreography?
Wow, that's a cool question. I think first, I'm like many artists, I'm a people watcher. So I really look around me and I look at what's going on and how people are responding to situations. Mm-hmm. And then really importantly, I look inside. I do a lot of navel gazing. I'm a self-confessed navel gazer. Mm. And I look inside, I feel my own feelings and I contemplate my own thoughts and my experiences as, being a South African and living in the world.
All right, now the cast of Run is a cast of women, but maybe just take us through who some of those dancers are that you have been working with.
Sure. Well, first and foremost, there's my long-term collaborator, Yuri Snell. She's actually Dutch-Danish, but she's been living in South Africa for some years. We've had an excellent collaboration for, this will be coming up for our 4th production this year.
Art.
And then I've got Thalia Larrick from Underground Dance Theatre. So another kind of freelancer coming in. And then a young performer, Kiara Barron, takes on Joy Miller's role from the last time. Mm-hmm. She's also local to Cape Town and has come up through the jazz art training. Mm-hmm. And then finally I've got 2 quite astounding young students from UCT School of Dance, mm-hmm. who are just showing an incredible amount of promise, Adriana Jamis and Julia de Rosenworth. Mm-hmm. And then finally, we've got a live pianist, something really special for the production. Marilee Stolp is a highly acclaimed South African pianist, and she'll be performing a a score composed by Bram de Tooy, who's one of our great South African composers.
All right, Nicola, thank you so much for joining us, but time is up. All the best on the production.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. That was Nicola Elliott talking to us about upcoming production Run. We'll be back after the break for more arts and entertainment news. Stay with us.
Zoom into Africa. This is Mali. The president is Mr. Ibrahim Boubacar Keita. Mali got independent from France on 20 June in 1960. The population is more than 16 million people. One of Mali's major languages spoken is Arabic. Monetary unit is CFA.
And we're back. South Africa's film and TV star Bonnie Mbuli has hit it big time. She has landed a significant role on a British detective series, Wallander. She will star opposite leading man Sir Kenneth Branagh. Wallander is one of the 4 major international TV series that have been filming in Cape Town. The film is the adaptation of the Swedish novelist Henning Mankell Kurt Wallander novels. Bonnie broke the news to her followers on social media. Bonnie Mbuli will be playing Branagh investigative partner Grace in the 4th season of Wallander, titled The White Lioness. The much-anticipated season has only 3 episodes and marks the end of the series. The Academy Award-winning Kenyan actress Lupita Nyong'o will be shooting another film in Cape Town in South Africa. She's expected to be in the country's shores around March.
The 12 years a slave actress will be starring in a new film called Queen of Katwe, alongside British actor David Oyelowo. The film is based on an article titled The Queen of Katwe, A Story of Life, Chess, and One Extraordinary Girl's Dream of Becoming a Grandmaster. It was written by Tim Crothers from ESPN magazine in 2011. The article later dissolved into a book with the same title. The book chronicles the real story of a Ugandan female chess player, Fiona Modesi, who was a 3-time women's junior champion in Uganda. In the year 2012, Modesi became the first female player to win the open category of the National Junior Chess Championship in Uganda.
Today, I wake up to pack for Russia. I had to pack many clothes to stay warm. I'm excited to get into the fair with all of my friends.
Queen of Katwe is due to be filmed in South Africa and Uganda. Shooting dates have not yet been announced.
Musician and reggae artist Orisha Sound has collaborated with African producer Alexis Fagu and Shal K to produce the Roots Reggae album. The One Reggae Rhythm album project aims to get more authentic reggae sound into the African market, and producing an album will help to make that dream a reality.
I'm a captain on my cockpit, flying high on chronic.
The One Reggae, One Rhythm album will see Orisha Sound collaborating with African reggae musicians Jazz Seed, DJ Deba, and Thandiswa Mazwai. The album will have 12 tracks. The album hopes to spread to new audiences, including the younger generations. She feels that the younger crowd is not doing enough to push the genre of music. Orisha Sound's debut performance in Jamaica was in 2012. She has been singing since she was 4 years old, and the album will hopefully cement her place in the Jamaican music industry.
Well, I don't think that she has a clue that the one just see does a boo.
But But being back in Jamaica took her music to a different level. Growing up in Europe, reggae music is widely listened to. As a young touring musician, the One Reggae, One Rhythm album will be African-fused and will also have a section for dance hall. Alexis Faku, who is producing the album, has worked with Beyonce and assisted with the musical production at Nelson Mandela's funeral, while Shell K has done production for Lil Wayne and Sizzla Kalonji. Arusha Sound first gained fame in 2013 with her debut single Beautiful Sin. She has appeared on stage alongside music greats such as Stevie Wonder, Stanley Clarke, Anthony Hamilton and more. A One Reggae, One Rhythm African tour is also in the works. The animated annual New Year's Festival, officially known as the Kapsa Klopsa or Cape Town Minstrel, is a colourful event that sees Cape Town communities come together to parade the streets in celebration of New Year. And just yesterday, we spoke to Kevin Comberg of the Cape Town Minstrels Association. He says to date, the parade is still relevant to the history of the people of Cape Town. Earlier this week, we spoke to Kevin Momberg of the Cape Town Minstrels Association. Hello, Kevin, and welcome to Afroshowbiz News.
Yeah, hello to you, and thank you for having us and for having me on TV.
Thank you so much for coming. Now, Kevin, I mentioned that, the Cape Town Minstrels plays a very critical role in the history of Cape Town people. Maybe take us through exactly what that is.
Yeah, it's a cultural, the Minstrels history is a cultural thing in Cape Town. It happened years ago, and it's more than 100 years that we're doing the competition, and the march, it actually goes even further. It actually the commemoration of the freeing of the slaves. It's joined together on that basis. And although there's no real authority on how it grew before that, but what we are doing today, it actually happened just like that lots of years ago. We're just making it more, fitting it into the modern day and so on. But the guma, the music and the sound and all those things, we keep that tradition strictly still as the minstrels did it a few years ago.
Okay, now, Kevin, the Cape Town Minstrels are taking place now on the 17th of January this year as opposed to the 2nd. Why the change this year?
Yeah, well, the change was forced on us. First of all, I need to say that we had an agreement a few years ago with the city that because for religious reasons, that if the Tweede New Year, the 2nd of January, falls on a Sunday, obviously we don't want to march in the city on a Sunday, then we do it on the Monday. We also spoke about the Muslim community, which is also a large community within the Minstrels. We said that if it's on a Friday, then we will do it on the Saturday. So this year it fell on a Friday, the 2nd of January, and we would have done it the 3rd. Everything was sorted out, everything was ready. We would have done it the 3rd. Obviously, there was a Muslim celebration also on the 4th, but that starts on the Saturday at after 8 o'clock. Mm-hmm. So we would have stopped at 7 o'clock and then give our Muslim members an opportunity to go to the mosque. But before we could do the mass, the mayor of Cape Town, she approached us and called us in and asked us, can we change the date to the 1st because of the Muslim celebrations, which actually happens after 8 o'clock. In fact, that's the Sunday. So that is how the change all came about.
All right. Now, Kevin, care to clarify this for us? There's also been, news reports about, money issues and transportation. Have you managed to maybe solve that? And how's that going so far?
No, everything is in place, everything is going. We've got the permit, we complied with all the city's conditions. And yes, we will submit the report, the money that was spent that the city gave us. It's just a pity that the city is our partner, that they're now hanging the laundry in the open before even the event is completed. We have already done 3 parades, the 16th, the 24th, and the 31st of December now. And yes, a lot of that money was spent, but we will get a full report after our event. So I mean, we haven't got a problem to present that statement and obviously a report, but we just feel a bit disappointed that it was just flung around now by the mayor even before the event is finished.
Is that perhaps the reason why there was, is that also maybe perhaps one of the reasons why there has been a delay in the event?
No, the delay came about that the mayor asked us to change it to the 5th.
All right.
It became impossible to do it on the 5th.
All right. Do you think that, the communities of Cape Town are still receiving, the Cape Town minstrels well? Do they still attend the event as much as they used to before?
Yes, believe it or not, there's already people on the parade today for the event tomorrow. But we did apologize that we couldn't do it on the day that it's supposed to happen. But I can tell you, in the Cape Flats especially, there's a great following, a big following of the minstrels, especially the youngsters, mothers and fathers who want to see them play the instruments that they are taught by us to play. Pity the visitors, or maybe the overseas visitors, and then in the other provinces, most of them maybe has gone home. But I think we will have a fairly large crowd to come and see us tomorrow.
All right. Now, Kevin, what are you hoping to achieve? What are you hoping that the people attending, will take away from the event tomorrow?
What we will produce the same, spectacular, the color, the dancing, the music. It is something that is what the people come for. So they will come home or go home satisfied that they have now seen about 60. There's more or less 60 teams participating, and each team has got its own style, its own guma beat, its own music, its own dance styles. So the people see all that one after each other. So yes, it's for the experience. And like I said earlier, or maybe on the other day, I said that most of the people, especially from the Cape Flats, they save up whole year to have money to come and watch the minstrels, to buy their food and stuff, like other people save up to go to holiday to Mauritius or overseas or whatever.
All right. Now, Kevin, thank you so much for joining us, and I do hope that you have a fantastic time at the Cape Minstrels.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think we will.
Thank you for coming. Right, that was Kevin Mombrek talking to us about the annual Cape Town Minstrels.
Had there been harmony between the South African government and the Nigerian government, which came through in the latter stages, the bodies would have been repatriated quicker.
Now, we always get a lot of criticism as a public broadcaster, but just how far can media go in terms of reporting the facts?
Watch Media Monitor Sundays at 9 a.m. on the SABC News Channel.
A book titled Black Widow Society by novelist Angela Makholwa has fascination with South Africa's violent crime, has made her one of the country's most popular writers.
In 1994, when South Africans were finally seeing the light of freedom and independence, three well-respected businesswomen formed the Black Widow Society, a secret organization aimed at liberating women trapped in emotionally and physically abusive relationships by assisting in eliminating the errant husbands. For 15 years, the organization operated undetected, impeccably run by the trio with the help of their mysterious hired gun. But as the secret organization recruits more members, the wheels of this well-oiled machine threaten to fall off, leaving the future of the organization hanging in the balance. Black Widow Society builds to a chilling and bloody climax that will keep you guessing and riveted until the very last page.
A Nigerian designer is exploiting the tons of leather that her country is producing every year. Zainab Ashadu designs leather bags that can be spotted across Africa and beyond its borders.
Ashadu is the creative director of Zashadu, a trendy high-end handbag brand that is making inroads into the international market. She works with a team of artisans who help to bring her designs to life. Her passion started in her teenage years and has transformed into a global luxury brand.
I've always had a passion for handbags since I was a little girl, and as I grew up, I explored all my different passions. But the allure of handbags was still very much present when I was still in my mid-20s, and so I had quite a large collection of vintage handbags that I used to collect when I lived in the UK.
Ashadu was trained at the London College of Fashion, where she did a course in leather accessory. She returned to her country, Nigeria, in 2009 to set up her business. The handcrafted leather bags are all created from local leather and farm exotic skins which come from goats, sheep, pythons and crocodiles.
It suited me to source my materials locally. And so I just did that. I didn't really want to start, going outside of my comfort zone in that way. Secondly, I knew that Nigeria had a history in leather production that's not well documented at all. And so I was intrigued by that. So I wanted to explore the leathers that we produced and see what I could fashion and create from that.
Some bags can take as much as 80 hours to complete. About 30 to 35 bags are produced monthly. Augustus Baba has been working for Ashadu for close to 2 years now. Baba was a shoemaker before joining Ashadu's store. He says making bags has improved his life.
When I was doing the shoe before, the shoe was moving well, but the bags, I earned more money. So from then, I think my family started to be living okay.
Nigeria's 2013 GDP was rebased to replace South Africa as the continent's biggest economy. The size of the middle class has also expanded, and with its consumption, patterns have changed in favor of capital goods like cars and luxury goods like bags. She sells an average of 15 to 20 bags monthly and hopes to be able to expand more, hire more workers and create imported leather bags. Zashadu bags are sold in London, Dublin, Paris, Johannesburg, Florida and in high-end shops in Nigeria.
We have now come to the end of our show, but be sure to catch the repeats every Sunday at 2 a.m. and again at 1:30 p.m. From me and the team, thank you, goodbye. But this week, we'll be playing out with Black Motion featuring Xoli M, and the song is titled Rainbow. Enjoy and have a great weekend.
That's why you are. Thank you.